So at this point, we're getting closer to looking at the data we can find on some client-related records. Let's start by looking at the client project and what we can find, what elements we can find on that record. So let's jump to this view. We were on an account. Let's scroll down to its client project related list and select one of the projects we'd like to look at. So when you load a client project page, you see that there are a lot of visual cues, stuff that will help you understand uh, information right away from your project. You've got a breadcrumb line at the top, which tells you the status of your project. A couple of charts that come out of the box will take a bit of more time, but you can customize this and have your own reports being displayed on this page. If I start from the top of the page, you've got some very key information. So what's the status of this project? What's the percentage complete? The estimated hours that come from all of the tasks that I created under this project, what I initially estimated on this project in terms of hours, and what are the remaining hours, the balance of hours to do. So this first section is helping you at a glance to look at your project. Then in this section, we see the link to all of the related objects to a client project. Let's just take a quick overview. So this project has currently no proposal. It does not come from any proposal that was created previously. It holds a lot of tasks, so it has more than 10 tasks. You can click on view all. Keep in mind that this is the standard Salesforce view, and that's what I'm going through, and I'm not talking about how to use it right now. But you can see, as I said, so you've got the tasks, related tasks, the related project assignment. So this would be the link between your project resources and their function to this project. So you can have, in this case, it's one-to-one. So you've got 5 project resources that will work on this project. They are assigned to this project. They could log hours, log time on this project. So that's what project assignments are. Task assignment, a bit of the same concept. It's just that from these 5 project assignments, which one is assigned to which task, right? So you see all of the task assignment in this view. If you're using risk or issues, you could log some records related to this project. The baseline, so as its name stands, is very easy to create a project baseline. So here there's one that has been created in the past. Invoices would be a related list to all invoices related to this project. Same thing with the timesheets. So all timesheets that were created. We'll go a bit more in depth in the future on the difference with the timesheet details and timesheet splits. What I can give you right now to help you understand is that the splits are the smallest increments. So the actual day at which the time has been entered. So let's just keep this in mind for now. Expenses, so if you have any expense report that would hold some expense lines that would be visible here, any files related to this project, and what's the history. So selected fields you would like to see any change on them. So for example, who changed the name of the project, who changed the billable, if it was a billable or not project, etc., etc. So you could select this and you would have access to these records. Here you also have the Kanban view. So by clicking this, I get on, because some customer may be more agile, would like to benefit from using the Kanban. So the Kanban tool is something that will allow you to see different tasks. So from all the tasks I have, I could group them using a different field on the client project. In this case, it's status. And I can sort them. Right now, they are filtered. So all of the tasks are filtered by status or grouped by status and sort by created date. You can filter also tasks that are maybe active, or some, maybe you could look at the milestone tasks, etc. Some filters. So it's a very easy tool to use. What is interesting though is that all of these tools are live. So when you're changing something on the Kanban, it's gonna update the record straight in the system. So right now what it did is that I took the provided documentation task and slided it to the scheduled, so it changed the status of this task. So I'm gonna put it back to where it was right now, just to show you. Here we go. So it's now done. So it interacts quickly with the project and the data. Now let's look and dive in the details. At the top, the first section here gives you information, key information about the project. So I will not go field by field, but this is what this section will hold in terms of information. The project health section is a summary of some fields that fields that are doing calculation in the background, and you'll see with indicator how it is going depending on the data that has been entered in the progression and the hours log, etc., etc. Financial setup. So we're talking about more anything that is money related. Is it a billable project or not? What kind of billing type is it using? So what is going to be the billing mechanism to generate invoices and to charge the customers? In the end, are there any rate cards used? So this is a concept that we will explain in the client configuration. Who's the billing contact? What's the currency used, etc., etc. Time and effort. So we always start with what we've estimated at the top. So when we created the project, we thought we estimated 264 hours to happen on this project, and then the rest is going to come from different calculation, roll-ups of task-related data that will be bring back here. Same thing with the hours that could be logged by your individual, or that could be logged and approved and invoiced to your customers. So this is what you'd see in this section. Now this is the money related section with all the same concepts. So you've got the expected revenue that we manually entered when we created this project, and the rest is more, as I said in the previous section, roll-ups of different information as we go on in the in progress of this project. That allows you, for example, to see quickly the margin on the project. The configuration section is could be hidden for some for some users, or maybe just in read only mode, but this is telling you at a glance how a bit more about this project, how it works and how it behaves. Is it considered as a template? Is it considered as a global project, which we will talk a bit later on and explain? Is it included in your utilization, or is it a project you would like to keep aside? So this is the information about the configuration of this project, and all of this is collapsible, right? All of these sections you can hide very easily. The latest section is about the system information, which is Salesforce standard. So this is what you can see in terms of data on a project. On the right side here, as I said earlier, you've got some reports. Out of the box, there are two here that I'd like to present. So here, as the name explains, parent task estimate versus actual hours. In the end, when we say parent task, would be probably, in this case, some phases. So we want to understand at a glance where we're at in the different phases we design on a project, and what has been estimated versus what has been logged, what are the actual hours on this project, right? So you can see this and hover over this information and have a quick understanding, time related, hours related. And here, a bit of the same concept, but a view by role. So what are the planned hours versus the logged hours by role? So how many hours are we expecting our solution architect to work, and what have they logged so far? Gives you another very interesting perspective to understand your project. So the other tabs are Chatter, really the out-of-the-box Salesforce Chatter functionality, which allow you to, on any record, the chatter is enabled, so it's by object. But when on a record it's enabled, you can post and you can share updates with your colleagues, and you can exchange back and forth with them. And the activity basically would give you a recap of either information you want to store about this project or things that happened. You can log a call or keep history of some fields also in this section. So this is really the overview of the client project, but it's only the beginning. And I'm saying this because client is not only a project management tool that is in Salesforce, but it comes with very interesting UI that we need to expose and show you the benefits. So at the top right here, you've got a lot of different tools in which you can dive in, and we will look at that just a bit later.